Christopher Bedford is here, editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller, to talk a little bit more about this. All right, a couple of things, Chris. I mean, it shows, I guess, that Russia was willing to try to influence the election. Does not show whether or not it worked. But what about Facebook's side? Did they have some responsibility to know who wanted to buy the advertising?
Well, to your point, nothing so far has shown that Russia was actually able to influence the election, except for the results that we've seen after the election have shown that Russia was able to sow discord in the American public and make anything that has to do with Russia seem really toxic, which is why even a fairly low ad buy of $100,000 is really bad news for Facebook. Now, this does bode poorly for Facebook because it shows Russian involvement in 2017, which, as we know, in an age when Jeff Sessions is called a practical KGB agent, is highly not okay. And the problem here with Facebook is when $100,000 in advertisement buys get right by you, the reason for that is because you're a monopoly. You act like monopoly, and you don't really mind if $100,000 goes fairly unpoliced.
And they have a weird way of doing it. I mean, it's basically self-service. If I wanted to have an ad on my Facebook page, I just, I put one up myself, basically. So it's maybe they have to take a look at how they do it. Now, I want to show some numbers on so people know why a story like this is important. More and more of us are getting our news, from social media in general, but Facebook in particular. In fact, Pew came out with these numbers today showing the majority of U.S. adults get their news from social media. Not surprising, a little bit higher than it was last year, but Facebook is the behemoth here. I mean, it's much, much bigger than Twitter or any of the other sources that we have, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn. I mean, look at Facebook top of the screen. Nobody gets their news really from YouTube, so Facebook way above Twitter. They are influential, and I don't know, it creates issues in terms of whether this is real news, fake news, what it might be, right?
Absolutely, and anyone who's out there watching now will know that if you just only come around and spend $100,000 with Facebook, you're going to have a hard time getting them to return your phone calls about a business deal because they are a monopoly that operates like a monopoly. They give the information to all these U.S. adults. That's where they get their news. But $100,000 worth of ad buys, anyone who's really been doing this in the election sphere will know that you need to pay more because you need to hit somebody 4, 5, 6, 7 times over 4 weeks, maybe over 2 months in order to influence them. But what people should really be concerned about is actually the power that this might give to Facebook to crack down further on advertising and to crack down further on free speech. Facebook controls so much information that they can really change what you get to see as a news consumer.